I'm Shania and this is One News Now. The province of Cagayan has reported at least 46 million pesos in damage due to Tropical Storm Maring. Cagayan PDRRMO head Colonel Darwin Sacramed said a bulk of this figure are in livestock and agriculture. He also said power is back in most cities in Cagayan, but 2 barangays are still flooded. At least 2 deaths have also been reported in the province.
Nagpadala po kami ng tao ngayon sa mga affected nating bayan upang sa ganun ay makita natin kung ano po yung epekto ng bagyong Maring at kung ano po yung mga pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan.
The latest report from the NDRRMC shows that more than 6,100 families across 237 barangays in northern Luzon were affected by Maring. It is now validating reports of 13 deaths, 3 injuries, and 9 persons still missing. As a result, vegetable prices in Metro Manila are also on the rise after Maring's onslaught. The Agriculture Department says it will take a while before prices go back to normal. Shaila Francisco with the details.
Joy went to Kalayaan Talipapa Market to buy ingredients for pancit bihon she plans to cook for her son's birthday today. But she was surprised to find out that prices of some vegetables have increased.
Bis na may mga pork, may mga sahog-sahog ba, tipid na lang. Imbis na kompleto yung gulay, yung tama na lang na mabibili.
Based on the Agriculture Department's monitoring, prices of highland vegetables are up by 10 to 30 pesos per kilo from yesterday due to severe tropical storm Maring. In Kalayaan Talipapa Market, prices of cauliflower and broccoli are also up by 30 to 50 pesos a kilo. This has affected sales of vegetable retailers who are also complaining of the quality of the products arriving in markets.
Maliit po siya yung quality ng repolyo, like mga Baguio Petch, gulay na Baguio, tapos di siya maganda, tapos naapektuhan po yung mga customer namin. Yung iba naman ayaw talaga kasi namamahalan sila, tapos saka di siya good quality.
As of 7 p.m. yesterday, damage to agriculture due to severe tropical storm Maring has reached almost 448 million pesos. Affected commodities include rice, corn, high-value crops and livestock in Cagayan Valley, Ilocos Region, and Cordillera Administrative Region. Retailers are now expecting prices to continue climbing in the coming days as the affected regions are the top sources of highland vegetables. For its part, the DA expects prices to normalize after a month.
Depende pa rin yan sa damage, yung talagang final assessment ng damage. Pero pagdating sa mga vegetables na meron naman kasi mabilis tumubo, meron tayong gulay na mabilis naman kasing tumubo, di ba? So in other words, makaka-recover yan kaagad.
The DA is now talking to suppliers from northern Mindanao for alternative sources of highland vegetables. For now, customers with limited budget are advised to buy bundles composed of mixed highland vegetables priced at 25 to 30 pesos. Shaila Francisco, VR1 News.
The House of Representatives has started to tackle the recent spate of oil price hikes amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Marian Enriquez joins us live from Manila for more details. Maan, hi. How do lawmakers plan to address this issue given that there is a world market or a world spot market for oil?
Yes, Sean, the House Committee on Transportation is now looking into the concerns of PUV drivers amid oil price hikes. Chairman Edgar Sarmiento will schedule an executive session with stakeholders to come up with a resolution. They want to push for fuel and cash subsidies for drivers affected by the price increase. CFRB Chairman Martin Dalga, for his part, appealed for the continued funding of the service contracting program. Dalga said under the initiative, drivers receive payments based on the kilometers they traveled per week. That's regardless if they have passengers or not. For Delgra, this will be an equalizer for both the transport sector and the commuting public. He explained that other options like fare adjustments will just be an added burden from the commuters or for the commuters. Recall that under the Bayanihan 2 law, over 5 billion pesos was allocated for the service contracting program. But for Bayan Muna Representative Carlos Zarate, there's already a need to amend or repeal the oil deregulation law. The Energy Department has admitted that they cannot look into the stocks or inventory of oil firms because of the law. Sean House Committee on Transportation Chair Edgar Sarmiento is optimistic that they can do something about the issue even as the upper chamber is busy deliberating the 2022 national budget. Sean?
All right, thank you so much for that update. Marian Enriquez reporting to us live from Manila. Stay safe, man. We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Philippine National Police is now gearing up for the possible easing of COVID-19 restrictions across Metro Manila. In today's Laging Handa briefing, PNP Chief Guillermo Eleazar said they will continue to implement strict health protocols once the capital region downgrades to a more relaxed alert level status. The police will also be monitoring additional establishments that are going to be allowed to reopen. Malacanang earlier said that the NCR will likely shift to alert level 3 status later this month as the spread of COVID-19 slows down.
Ang magluluwag actually po ay yung mga prohibition. Pero ang pulis natin, base dun sa mga itinatakda na mga provisions sa yun naman po ay babantayan natin at hihigpitan yung pagkapatubad nito. Meaning to say, kagaya ng banggit nga natin, dahil marami ng allowed lumabas, ang ating babantayan ngayon ay yung mga allowed na lumabas sa mga permitted industries na dapat sumusunod doon sa mga protocol. At babantayan din natin na susundin nila itong capacity na 30% doon sa mga establishmento.
Recent COVID-19 outbreaks have appeared deadlier in some countries than in others, despite having the same vaccine brands. Let's find out why in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
So the question that we really wanted to answer with this project was, the same types of vaccines in places, the Western developed economies, which are highly vaccinated, are we seeing a different impact in these places, or is the effect of the vaccines really the same? And so what we did was to take the places that had vaccination coverage of over 55% and bigger places, so populations over 1 million, and then we further narrowed this to a group of places that had seen a wave of cases pre and post vaccination. In some places, vaccinations seem to be able to bring deaths down to a much bigger level. And the question really was why, and what can the world learn from that? So of course there are many factors that affect fatalities. The analysis is really only looking at the impact of vaccination. There's so many other things that do come into play, of course. But some of the big takeaways that we could see in that contrast between places that really managed to get deaths really down after vaccination was the length of the interval between the first and second vaccine dose did seem to play an important role. So for the European countries that managed to bring fatalities down to just 10% of what they were at the previous peak, we saw in places like Denmark and the UK and Germany, for example, they were administering vaccine doses 6 weeks apart. In the UK, that was up to 8 to 12 weeks apart. Whereas in places that have brought deaths down to a smaller level, the US, Japan, Israel, they were administering vaccine doses only 3 to 4 weeks apart. We've seen that those longer intervals actually do boost the immunity level much higher. We've seen this now from studies. The second dose is more powerful when the first dose has been given that time to fully mature in the body. And that could play an important role. And there's a lot of lessons there for countries that are now still ongoing their vaccination campaign. And so what happened to those earliest vaccinated countries? By the time Delta came through and started spreading across the world, those initial doses, we do see the immunity has already waned, and that could have played a part in the fact that vaccination did not provide as strong of a shield towards Delta compared to other countries. So, the global vaccination campaign is still ongoing. There are so many countries, especially in the developing world, that don't have any meaningful vaccination protection at all. And with the virus becoming endemic, we do know that vaccinations may become a regular thing. What this analysis can tell us, is to give scientists, policymakers, an inkling of some of the things that can be done to strengthen that shield of immunity against new variants. Because as we know, there is a great fear that Delta is not the only new mutation that's going to come. The world could be swept by another new variant. And with the vaccination strategy, things like longer dosage intervals, waning immunity, that could influence how countries now continue with their vaccination progress and how they can get that shield of immunity even stronger.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. A record high 9 out of 10 Filipinos are worried about contracting COVID-19 based on the latest SWS survey. The pollster said, compared to their previous surveys, worry about catching COVID-19 is much greater than worries of viruses such as Ebola, swine flu, bird flu, and SARS. Severe tropical storm Maring has left the Philippine area of responsibility. However, it is still enhancing the southwest monsoon or habagat. State Weather Bureau Pag-asa says this will bring rains over Bataan, Zambales, Occidental Mindoro, and Palawan. And the United States and the Taliban held a dialogue on humanitarian assistance for Afghanistan. This is according to the U.S. State Department. The two-day meeting in Qatar also involved some officials from the intelligence community. State Department spokesman Ned Price said these talks also focused on security and terrorism concerns, as well as human rights. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.